good? It's going? Cool. What's good, Team Grips? Evan here for Grips.com. And this week, we're going to talk about meditation. I've been getting a lot of questions and requests about this one. So I'm going to go ahead and give the people what they want. But just before we get into that, I'm going to update you guys on the huge happenings that have been going on in my world and the poker world at large. So, first things first, y'all. The 2015 World Series of Poker schedule has been released. I repeat, the 2015 World Series of Poker schedule has been released. That's right, 68 events at all kinds of buy-in levels, more chips per event than any previous year, and lots of new games. It's available at the WSOP website, but because I know y'all like me to make things as easy as possible for you, I went ahead and posted a link in the video description. Take a look through it and see which event really stands out for you. And once you've picked that event, you're going to want to start meditating on how you're going to go deep in it. And who knows, maybe you'll even win it. If none of the events are within your range, I would still like you to go through the exercise of choosing the event that you would love to play the most if you happen to win $10,000 to $15,000 in the next 3 months. And that way, you know, if it happens, it happens. And there's always next year. I've decided that I'm going to be in Vegas for the entire summer. So if you make it out there for an event, there's a good chance you'll run into me and you can say what's good. I will be more than happy to share with you and meet you, of course. Next up, we have brought the champ to Twitch TV. That's right, 2012 World Series of Poker champion and Player of the Year, Greg Merson, is now an official partner of Twitch Poker and Team Grips. He's been streaming live cash game sessions, typically 4 tables at a time, with stakes ranging from 1-2 no limit to 5-10 no limit. That's a $1,000 buy-in for you people who don't know what that means. If you want to check him out, it's at twitch.tv/Greg_Merson. He's been streaming most weekdays starting around 5 p.m. and going until 8 or 9 p.m. And yes, I'll put a link in the description as well for that for ease of access. Finally, Free Money Friday. Free Money Friday really popped off last week with us clearing $1,000 in prize pools. In fact, I think we got like close to $1,500 in prizes. It was big. We came up way short in the Friday big one on William Hill, which is a $500 guaranteed tournament with a $5 buy-in. We only raised like $190 in buy-ins, so Will Hill pitched in over $300 to the prize pool, giving everyone who played a huge return on their investment that value. We also saw more players participate in the Friday Million than ever before. I'm really proud of you guys for developing the skills to play at these higher limits, and I'm really thankful that you guys take the time out of your busy schedules to come play with me and to come play with Team Grips. Like, it really means a lot. It was an absolute blast. I think we gave away 5 free ebooks, and I just had so much fun. And if you watch the replay, you'll just see, like, I'm having the time of my life. Now, if you missed it, or you want more info about it, Free Money Friday is officially a real thing. There will be no more cancellations. It's always going to be going on. It's going to be happening every week on Friday, obviously. And you can find more info at www.grips.com/FMF. Link in the video description. We also ran the very first ever Theory Thursday last week, where I did a review with Arsh. If you missed it, you can check out the most recent 12-part uploads to this YouTube channel and see exactly what went down. It was pretty cool and very educational. Okay, so that covers what's good on my end. And I got to tell you guys that these things that are good have been in the pipeline for quite some time. They didn't just come out of the blue. I've been envisioning Greggy being a part of Team Grips for over 2 years now. And I've been planning to make Free Money Friday the most exciting day of the week for everyone on my team since I really started grinding like full out like 7 years ago and realizing just how profitable Fridays were. I had to share the wealth, and by getting you guys to come out for Free Money Friday, you're already playing, and then you'll get to hop in those juicy games that are running on Friday nights where you can really make bank. And this whole bringing the vision to life thing, this turning an idea into reality, is something that was made possible through meditation. In fact, I meditate every day for at least 40 minutes. Sometimes it's closer to 60 minutes. And when I really, really want to get deep, or I really want to see what the future could hold for me, if I were, functioning at my maximum capabilities, I'll push things out to 90 minutes. This is truly my core secret to success, and I'm really excited to share a little bit about it with you today. So, meditation. Much, much better than medication. Some people think it's a religious thing. It's not. Some people think that to meditate, you got to be a Buddhist. You don't. Some people refer to meditation as hippie shit. And other people refer to meditation as the cheat code to life. I simply refer to it as extremely beneficial and something I'm very thankful that I discovered in the summer of 2013. I'm going to talk about some techniques you can use, typical challenges and stumbling blocks that beginner meditators run into. I'm going to introduce some enhancements or tools that will help you overcome these obstacles and also turbocharge your process into the depths of the practice so that you can get way beneath the surface and into the good stuff. But before I get into that, I really just want to outline some of the many benefits of meditation and why it's a great practice to engage in. Meditation empowers you to be proactive rather than reactive. And this is a very powerful place to be coming from when you have a big picture personal agenda. Okay? So we're gonna look at 3 levels: the physical, the mental, and just the all-around comprehensive. So on the physical level, meditation increases the strength of your lungs and breath. Why is this important? Because your breath is your life force. It's how you take in nutrients from the air, oxygen and such. And oxygen powers the human system, including here. So the more of it you can get, the more effectively you can move that oxygen into the places it needs to go to help you function, the better. Meditation also increases spinal strength. And your spinal cord is your nervous system. Okay, it's an extension of your brain, and it's where all the signals go through to control your movements, your actions, the internal function of your organs, muscles, etc. Unhealthy spine leads to unhealthy everything else, including unhealthy action. So, the greatest gift you can give yourself in life is that of a healthy spine, because there's a great snowball effect that comes from there, and it's very positive. And because a cornerstone of proper meditation technique is sitting with a straight spine for an extended period of time, you're really going to want to strengthen that part of your being. I mean, you're really going to experience the strengthening of that part of your being. And as a consequence, you'll also strengthen your abs and your lower back muscles. And this is good because it gives you maximum attraction to the opposite sex. What you see on the magazine, that's, we try to get told that's what's attractive, but what's really attractive is a strong, functional system, because that's what people want to reproduce with. It's better to build your body from the interior to the extremities rather than, vice versa. Unless, you're just trying to attract some artificial, valueless piece of meat, in which case, go ahead. Curls for the girls, dips for the chicks. If you want to attract someone that's only interested in how the car looks and not how well the engine actually functions, do that. But trust me, when your engine functions well, you can have a lot more fun. So on the mental level, meditation helps you to turn off all the bullshit, all the distractions, Meditation allows you to shut down the so-called monkey mind that jumps from one thought to the next, and allows you to just focus on one thing. That is, being here in the moment. The benefits of this are many. Number 1, you'll be able to sleep better. You won't need to sleep as much, and you'll get higher quality rest. Number 2, you'll be able to perform better at any and every task that you do. Number 3, you'll be able to enjoy experiences more, because you'll understand how to be fully in them instead of just being physically in one place, whilst mentally being in another place, or like 3, 4, 5, 6 places all at once. The list can go on, but we don't have all day. So I'll just get to the most important mental benefit from focusing. Being present and connecting with yourself. And it is that once you learn to feel what's going on inside you, it's just easier to do what you're supposed to do, you know? Normally, when we focus on what's going on outside us, it's easier to do what we're used to do because we spend so much of our time outside. That's where we're used to being. But when you start focusing on going on what's inside you and get connected, then you'll be able to identify what actions you need to do to make progress on your goals and potentially your life vision. You will clearly identify what the next steps are. You won't be doing what you think you need to be doing. And you won't go off and do what other people want you to be doing. Instead, you will go ahead and actually do what you need to be doing to make the progress, and that's it. Simple. Meditation allows you to really feel what's right instead of what's just thinking about what's right. And you can actually combine the two. You combine the thinking and feeling to get what you really need. So instead of being controlled by your mind, you learn how to control it and have it work for your benefit. The net effect of this is that you'll be able to prioritize better, take action on what's most important, and feel a lot better about the decisions you make. And at the end of the day, get a lot more shit done. Also, on the mental level, meditation allows you to see the ultimate vision more clearly. And before a dream can come true, it has to be manifested as an idea. We have to, make that idea grow. And if you can't see that idea because there's so much distraction in the way, then manifestation of that idea and dream in the physical world, it's also going to be scattered, cluttered, not the way you really want it to be. Like it'll have some elements of what you wanted, but not like the whole thing. You'll be like, oh, this isn't what I want. This isn't perfect. Or it'll just take way fucking longer than it should to actually come about. So meditation allows you to have clarity of vision so that you can actually make it happen. Okay? So on a comprehensive level, meditation makes your entire system work better because in slowing down, you give your internal system a chance to do what it needs to do. Digestion, rest, whatever it is that you've been ignoring, you allow those processes to happen because you get in tune with being like, oh, this is what I need right now. Whereas if you're just going from task to task to task to task, you never let these processes that are integral to your health actually happen. And that's some of the main reasons you might feel stressed out like all the time. So, how do we meditate and receive these benefits? It's quite simple, actually. It's a 4-step process. So, step 1, do something physical to fatigue the body. Not to complete exhaustion, but enough that you've taken care of your body's need for movement. Because if you don't do some movement, your body will crave that movement until it gets it. And a restless body naturally leads to a restless mind. Number 2, slow things down to connect. I like to use a breathing exercise which balances out the brain hemispheres. You put your hand like this and you go. And you would probably do that about 10 or 20 times. I feel calmer already. We spend a lot of time in our left brain in Western society, and it's important to give the right brain its time as well. It's your creative side, so that we honor all of ourselves and not just part of ourselves, which is what we're used to doing, is focusing on the parts instead of the whole thing. Okay, number 3, get in a comfortable seated position. You can also lay down if sitting is uncomfortable. Try to keep your spine straight. You can use support for this. I started out by, sitting on a couch, so I had back support. And then close your eyes and just breathe. And pay attention to this. Nothing else. It's that simple. You focus on your breathing. You feel what's going on inside you, and you don't get attached to your thoughts. Okay? Your thoughts are going to come up, but as long as you don't latch onto them, you get into that thinking train and run away with the thought and play their game. As long as you don't do that, you'll be fine. The thought comes, say, okay, cool. Back to what I was doing before. And the thoughts come, say, okay, cool. Back to what I was doing before. You just come back to your breathing and you feel. Instead of being like, oh, this thought, and then I could do this, and that, and then you're running away with it, and now you're over here when you want to be right? So this is how we go from doing to just being. And if you can't focus on your breath as your mind is too strong when your eyes are closed, then try lighting a candle and spending 10 to 20 minutes just watching the flame flicker, because maybe closing your eyes is just too tough. The candle thing is an extremely helpful tool. So number 4, once you've hit your limit of time that you can, be in that present focused state, it's time to integrate what you have just experienced. In the meditative state, your brain creates new pathways, and you want to allow a small bit of time for those pathways to really integrate into your system. So lay down, just rest for 5-10 minutes. Even if you doze off at this point, it's fine. In fact, it's kind of good. Just set an alarm for 20 minutes. You'll probably wake up before it goes off. A lot of the reason that we do the same thing and that we have bad habits is because we've built pathways in our brain, and that's, where the traffic goes, where the water flows through. It's like the more you do something, the more that road gets developed and you have a super highway, whereas all the other habits you want to spend time on are the side streets. You might visit them every once in a while, but in the interest of being efficient, your mind is mostly going to go down that main road, the road most traveled. And meditation allows you to do some construction work to develop a new highway, a new path. But it only works when you incorporate number 4, which is that rest. Okay? So to give that new concrete that you've laid out there a chance to solidify before you shake it up and blow it out of the way, which is what happens when you do your next activity, you got to take that rest. Okay, that's the key. And this process takes time, as any good construction project that's built to last does. But in doing this practice, you can literally rewire your brain to function in a much more self-serving way. That helps you be more successful, more enjoyable to be with, happier on a daily basis, and just more fulfilled all around, because you got more in tune with what's really important in your life. Now, don't expect to be an expert right away because you watch this video and you're like, Grips taught me how to meditate. I'm a meditative pro. I've also linked an article by Team Grips blogger Jax Andre titled Meditation for Beginners. That'll help you get your feet wet. There's a lot of helpful info out there. The key is finding what works for you. The best time to do meditation is first thing in the morning before your mind gets filled with clutter, thoughts, and tasks. The next best times to do it are before dinner, when the day is winding down, or before bed to reflect and clear your mind so that sleep comes easy. Note, there is barely any benefit to meditating right after eating, as your body will be in the process of digesting, and it is ideal to wait 30 minutes after meditation to eat if you want to get the full benefit and you want to experience the maximum goodness from this practice. Okay, so that's a lot of info. And it's a lot of stuff that's going to help you. But, you might sabotage yourself. It's what we love to do. We love to self-sabotage ourselves. So my biggest warning for someone who wants to try this practice is do not be too hard on yourself. If it's something you've never done before, don't expect to be great at it the first time you try. Take a minute. Think about whatever your gift is, your skills in life right now. Go back 10 years ago. How good were you at it the first time you tried? Okay? Feel me? Understand what I'm getting at? Also, with this practice, consistency is more beneficial than volume. The goal is to do the practice regularly, even if it's only for 2 minutes in a sitting. Don't shoot for like 2 hours right out of the gate. There's no need for that. The more consistently you do it, the more your brain will realize, oh, this is important. This is something I should be devoting resources to make myself able to do it better. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be, guys. If you are taking a break from doing and doing and doing, you are getting benefit. Simple. It's not the kind of benefit that's a letter on a report card or a number on a screen where it's right in front of you. It's something you have to internally understand. But trust me, the long-term benefit of this is way more significant and way more real than any artificial ranking or reward system. It's about the cultivation of self-discipline and committing to doing something regularly. Beyond that, there is no doing it right, okay? There's just being with it. And if you can get comfortable being with it and being with yourself and not needing a distraction from yourself or someone to pull you away from just spending time with yourself and getting to know yourself a little bit better, you are benefiting. Okay, all right. Tools and assists, because we all want as much help as we can get to make these things easier. I know we're getting pretty short on time here, so I'm just going to introduce these real quick. And if you want to find more info, use Google. So, number one, guided meditations involve someone speaking to you, helping you to guide your focus to beneficial things as opposed to toxic or wasteful thoughts. The key with this is to find a speaker that you like. If their voice or speaking style doesn't work for you, don't sit through it. Just turn them off and find a new guide. You don't need to struggle through something that is just driving you insane. Number two is Brainwave Entrainment tracks. These are the ones that I use, which will save you months of practice and basically snap you into the meditative state as soon as you start. They're a mix between specific pitch frequencies and sounds of nature. I like to use these ones as my supplement because A, I don't like people telling me what to do, so I don't need a guide. And B, because they just fucking work. Okay? The site I purchased mine from is iawaketechnologies.com, and the program I use is Profound Meditation 3.0. This program also comes with a manual that will go deeper into the techniques I introduced today, so you can really know exactly what you're doing, and you can get these practices for effective meditation. Now, if that one's outside your price range, because I think it's like $200 or something, it's definitely not cheap. They just came out with a new track called Deep Delta, which is actually incredible. I used it last night. I got very, very deep into the meditative space, so I highly recommend that one. I think they also have a starter kit where you get some of the tracks. I'm not sure how much it costs, but those are the ones I really use for meditations. Profound Meditation Program 3.0 and Deep Delta. And yeah, I'll put a link in the video description as well as a discount code for anyone who wants to save a little dough. Number three for assists is candles. As I mentioned before, incense and essential oils, especially lavender, will help to invoke the relaxation response in your body, which will actually just naturally help you to slow down the restless runaway mind. And number four, which should actually be number one, is to find a guru or a skilled practitioner or facilitator to guide you through the process. I wouldn't have been able to get this practice down if I didn't have a couple of mentors to show me the way. I'm actually going to link to my man Peter Vroom in the description because he really helped me a ton with this stuff. And again, Google is your best friend here. Any real yoga studio or yoga practitioner will be a meditator or have meditators on staff. There are also meditation centers, but I'll tell you guys from experience, if you're just starting, you may find the group atmosphere is a little bit kind of heavy, it's a little bit much, and prefer just to work with someone one-on-one, at least to get started. And beyond that, yeah, just a few things that I want to add. If you live in a loud area, invest like $2 in earplugs. They make a huge difference. I don't have any here. They're all downstairs. But, you get them at like any store, basically. Convenience store, health store, supermarket, whatever. Noise is the top enemy of meditation. Not because it's not okay to have noise and meditate with noise. We can meditate through noise. That's doable. But as a beginner, noise has a way of just grabbing our attention and pulling us out of that state. And we want to be able to stay in that state. You want to stack the deck in your favor so that you have the best chance to succeed with this out of the get-go, because that's how you stick with it. Also, you don't want to meditate when you're completely exhausted, because meditation and sleep are two different things, and both give you different benefits. So, yeah, don't do it when you're exhausted, and make sure you're hydrated before you start, but not to the point that you have to go to the bathroom. Your body should be completely at ease before you start. And drink water after. because a lot is going on inside your body and mind during meditation, and those actions require water and oxygen. So restock the shelves after you're done with your practice. So yeah, that's it. That's everything you need to know about meditation to get you started. And remember, just because I do it doesn't mean that you have to do it too, okay? If you have extremely negative feelings about meditation, then you're not going to give the practice 100% engagement anyway that it deserves, and you'll receive little to any benefit. If you're very against something, there's no point in doing it with that mindset of like, oh, this isn't going to work, because you will make sure it won't work. Remember I talked about that self-sabotage? Boom, perfect example of it. So if it's not your thing, don't feel the need to do it yet. Maybe you just want to read up more about it, or look at some of the most successful people in history and see what sort of meditative practices they engaged in. For those of you who don't like sitting in one spot, there are also things such as moving meditations, which don't require you to sit in a static position for extended periods. Tai Chi, Qigong are just a couple of examples. Even like walking at a slow pace can be considered a meditative experience. Again, Google is your best friend for this stuff, so just get searching. Okay, this week's call to action is simple. Come play Free Money Friday with me this Friday from 2:30 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and just stop by whenever you want. Tournament registration doesn't finish till about 6 p.m., so even if you can only stop by for a quickie, I'd love to see you there. And if you can't make it to Free Money Friday, or if you can't play in the event, please post your reasons why in the comments section of the video so that I can make it more accessible to you in the future, because I want everyone who follows the Grips Poker Training program and channel to be able to participate in this experience. Because unless you've been there, trust me, you have no idea how much fun we're having at Free Money Friday. I would also like you to take a look at that World Series of Poker schedule and pick an event that you think is your event, and really just start, meditating on it, visualizing it. Because remember, it's your year. And if you can't make it to Vegas, it's still worth doing this experience and practicing on it, meditating on it, because you never know what might happen. 4 months away is a long time. Okay, also any thoughts or things to share about meditation, guys, please feel free to share. I've been getting some great content lately from other people, and I always could use more. If you use any guided meditations that are free, go ahead and post them in the comments along with a brief description. I will allow links to be posted on this video. I'll manually go through and say, no, YouTube, this is okay. Because this is something where I can't do it alone. And the more good people who come out and share good things with the rest of us, the better. Like I said, also, don't feel like you have to do any of this. I'm just giving you information. But if you're curious, give it a go. I made this video because people have been requesting it, and I wanted to share with you the core technique and tools I've used that have helped me turn my inner vision into the reality that you see in front of you today. At the root of this practice of meditation is empowering yourself through breath. And when you want to breathe real bad and breathe to the best of your abilities, consequently, you will want to succeed just as much and just as well. This has been Evan for Grips.com saying thank you, and until next time, happy stay.
Yeah, we get it stacking. Grips.com.